Hi, I'm Rose Jordan with Visit Mineral Wells, and today we're at Magpie Inn with owner and innkeeper Magen Desnoyers. Now Megan knows how to set a table, and today she's going to show us not only how to set the table, but how to fold the napkins so that they're all pretty and fancy. And if you don't have cloth napkins, don't worry, because you can totally practice with a bandana or paper napkins. By the way, we have some cool stories along the way too, so you'll want to make sure to stay tuned. All right, so Megan, talk to us about, in our special events, talk to us about setting a table, why it's important, why the details matter. That's one of the things I've noticed at Magpie Inn is that you don't leave any detail out throughout the rooms, throughout the different places. So talk to us about why those details matter.
Yeah, for us, I mean, anytime a guest is here, it's a special occasion. So, but for you at home, it could be Thanksgiving, a special dinner, a birthday dinner. Those little touches, there's just something about sitting at a table and seeing a napkin that was folded and beautiful just for you. It says, wow, you're special, and we're glad you're here. So
awesome. All right.
Yeah. So we're gonna go through some napkin folds. There's folding, and then there's actually using napkin rings. So there's two different things we're gonna do today. I'm gonna walk you through a handful of different ways to fold napkins and make tables pretty. And then we'll talk about, there are different place settings for very formal and then more laid back. So we'll talk a little bit about that. Okay. One thing I do want to mention is we, during this event, have partnered with the market at 76067, and we have borrowed a lot. They just got a ton of napkins and napkin rings and placemats in, and we are so honored to have some of their goodies here, and that's a great thing for you guys. It's going to be a little troublesome for us because that's where all of our money's going to be going from now on, is we might as well just start a tab at the market because we love table settings. So, all right, let's get started. All right. We're going to follow along, Rose, and I'm going to show you how to do some great napkin folds for your table. Okay. So we are going to start with our napkin ring. There are a couple of really simple, so you can unfold the napkin that's in front of you. And then we are just going to try to find the middle a little bit. Kind of maybe put your hand underneath, or just pick it up like that. And then this is the most basic little ring napkin, and you can leave it like you did, really short at the top, or you can go ahead and pull it through and fluff it out a lot at the bottom, at the top. Really, napkin fold is kind of an art form, so you can be as creative as you want to be, and it is yours, and make it pretty. Yeah. So that's the simple one. And then go ahead and take that out, and we are going to start with folding our napkin in half, and then in half again. Perfect. And then in half again. So this would be just, if it was in a drawer somewhere. Okay. And then you're gonna flip it over so the seams are on the back. We're gonna start and just roll that
the whole thing. Okay.
A few times. And then take your ring and stick it through. And then you can make that bigger. There you go. So that is another really simple. Okay. So those are the two most basic napkin folds. What else are we got here? So we'll go into the last ring option is making a little bow. So this is a little more complex. Yours will be easier. I should have talked about, there's various fabrics for napkins. So I have a thicker napkin here. It's, all cotton. Yours is kind of a polyester cotton blend, so it's thinner. And different napkins can be used for different things. So if you want a napkin to stand up by itself, you're going to want a more firm napkin. If you want it to lay and look, graceful, and you'll want a smaller napkin. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to unfold everything, and then we're kind of going to triangle it down. And then you'll just fold that bottom corner up, fold it up again. Oh, halfway. Maybe about halfway, yep.
Oh,
There you go. And then one more time. And then you're gonna take these ends and you're gonna kind of fold them in. So they're gonna look a little bit like a collared shirt.
okay.
Okay. Now we're gonna take our ring and you're gonna go through this bottom little collared shirt. And then once you get to the spot where the bottom of the napkin, yep,
okay.
you're gonna start shoving that half of the napkin through the ring. You got it, yep. Keep going, yours is...
Oh, keep the fold.
Yep, yours is thinner than mine, so mine is gonna take a little more work than yours. Keep pushing, yep. I know, it's a little awkward.
My little tail came out. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong here. Okay, so put the tail in. All the way to here.
Yeah, and then when you get here, you'll push this through.
Oh, okay. So I was okay. Gotcha.
No, yours is not
I
working.
was overcomplicating things, I think.
Your little thing came out though. So, see how my little things are still in?
So it's because this one's thinner and lighter and yours holds its shape better.
Let me
Okay.
try something,
Okay.
because it should still work. I think maybe you were undoing it here. Yeah, so right here, this needs to push through.
Okay.
You got it?
Yep, I see it now. I was definitely not doing it right.
And it just takes practice too. There you go.
Gotcha.
Perfect. And then you can kind of take your bow and poof it out a little bit, however you'd like. Again, to your napkin. And then you got this cute little bow. How fun is that? I know. So from there, we are done with our rings and we're gonna do some folds.
Okay.
The first fold we're gonna do is called the pyramid. It's a favorite around here because it's quick and it's easy. So yeah, go ahead and fold it into that triangle that we had before.
Okay.
And then you're gonna start at the top and you're just gonna take one side down, the other side down, and then you're going to kind of pick it up and flip it upside down. And then fold this guy back and then in half. Perfect. Yeah, but this goes down. There you go.
Okay.
And so you can have this like facing the doorway when they walk in. You can have it facing the guests themselves, however you want to do it. The back side.
All right.
Little pyramid. Okay, now for the trickier one. This is a flower napkin fold. So we're going to take it all the way out. And we are gonna start, I call it, and if you remember this, it's a good trick, 4 corners. So
Okay.
we're gonna do that multiple times. So we're gonna start taking our corners and go all the way to the center of the napkin. All 4. Yeah, and as tight as you can get them, that's good.
Okay.
And then from there, you're gonna do it again. So you got this little square, 4 corners, and then you're gonna put your hand on top, pick it up and flip it over. And then again, 4 corners. Last time.
Okay.
Okay, now with your hand kind of still in the middle to hold everything together, you're gonna start underneath, kind of pick up one side and find the bottom and just pull it straight out. Make sure you keep your hand on the center because that's gonna hold everything together. And then you got it, Rose. Yeah, just go around and you're gonna do that to all 4 sides. So these are all fairly simple. And then once you're done, you can kind of lift your hand up and you can adjust it if you need to. You can do it as a square, you can do it as a diamond, and that's just a cute little kind of flower.
You're a little lopsided, but it'll work.
Hey, practice makes perfect.
All right.
Is there any that I'm missing? I think that's all the folds I have for you guys today, but there are, again, various ways to set a table. So this is a traditional, we've got our salad fork, our main course, and then you've got your knife and spoon over here. On this side of the table is also a more fancy with your wine glass. And a lot of times you will have a red wine glass and a white wine glass and then your water glass as well. So it can get very heavy on the glasses there. And then you usually have your main plate, appetizer plate, dessert plate. Okay. So those are a few. We kind of keep it basic here. We usually just have a couple plates on the table, your main course, and then your first course plate too. Oh, there is one more napkin fold I'm forgetting, and it's really simple. So last one is, again, you're gonna pick it up from the middle like we did that first time. And then you're just gonna take the bottom and you're gonna tuck it under. And you can shove it in a little dish or a glass. And it adds some height to your table.
I like that.
Yeah. And you could do that in a wine glass. You could do it in your water glass if you're not going to use little parfait glasses. Just another fun way to spice it up.
So what about, a lot of times we go to an event and they've got this big in the middle and you can't talk over. So how do you decide what's going in the middle of your table?
Yeah, and that is from person to person up to each individual. We like to keep everything kind of low so that you can feel like you can talk to the person across from you. But yeah, there's some traditional big middle displays that can happen and it just makes you feel, it's fancy. So I like fancy.
Okay. So we did the virtual getaway last year, about the same time. And when you guys participated and you weren't quite open yet.
That's right.
Now you've been open almost a year. What's been your favorite part of being an innkeeper in Mineral Wells?
Oh, it's so hard. There's so many great parts, but I think one of our favorites is just seeing guests delight in being here and enjoying Mineral Wells. Whether that be, cheersing on the balcony at sunset or enjoying breakfast, just really there's a gratification in seeing people enjoy what you're providing. So, and Mineral Wells has so much to provide for anybody. So there's something for everybody here.
You mentioned earlier that a lot of what we have here on the table was in partnership with the market.
Yeah.
And that's actually something that you do a lot of. You partner and source your goods as much as you can locally. So why is that important to you? And then tell us about some of those other partnerships that you have with local.
It is. It's really important and dear to our hearts to partner with small businesses, especially local small businesses. So we just really feel like if we support one another, that everybody's going to be successful, and that's what we want for this town. Ultimately. So we partner with several small businesses here in town, one of which is You Make Me Hot Coffee. So locally here, roasted in town, and we grind it fresh every morning for guests. We also partner with Kennedy's Bacon and Sausage. So our bacon and sausage for breakfast in the morning comes right here from, it's a little outside of Mineral Wells, but it's here.
In the county.
Yeah. And then who else? Crazy Roots Farm. They're kind of new, up and going. We love them. We get fresh eggs delivered every Tuesday. So 2 to 3 dozen, depending on our occupancy. Crazy water,
for sure.
So our rooms are stocked. Most of our rooms have a mini fridge in there. So there's crazy water in the mini fridges, and then we have a mini fridge stocked in the office that's available for guests too. Who am I missing?
Your sign, the brand new
Yeah.
sign out front.
Bryton Co does a lot of stuff for us. A lot of our gift shop, we have magnets. She did our ornaments at Christmas that turned out really beautiful, and she just did our brand new sign. We love, love, love Bryton. She's awesome. Allstar Athletics does our t-shirts and hats.
Okay.
They're right here on North Oak. Who else?
That's a lot. That's a lot.
I mean, yeah, we, as much as possible, anybody that's here in town that what we believe in is doing what we do well, and then getting out of the way and letting other small businesses do what they do well. So I think together we can all be successful and lean on each other and help one another out.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we promised a fun story, and I saw that you posted a video on Facebook not too long ago with a fun story, and then there's a new piece to that.
Yeah.
So go ahead and tell us about your fun story.
So one of the questions we get asked all the time, it never fails when people check in, they're like, oh, the house was built in 1910. We tell the story. The bed and breakfast has been it was actually built as a boarding house. So a lot of people have walked these halls. So the number one question is it haunted, right? Any activity? And now I kind of have to say yes. So I'm crazy about my table settings, like to the T. Everything is right. And there are several times, it hasn't happened once, it hasn't happened twice, it's happened a dozen or more times that I will come in here after setting the table and a spoon will be missing. And it's not even that it's missing, it's just because I've had people ask, well, do you have a shortage of spoons? No, we have no shortage of spoons. They're all accounted for.
So where do they show up? Back in the drawer?
Dishwasher drawer, they're all accounted for. So it is just I think it's, at first I was like, this is driving me crazy, because at first you're like, am I crazy? Did I forget it? And then after it's happened, more than a handful of times, you're like, okay, no, this is a thing. And someone is messing with my table setting. And so now I just kind of chalk it up as, okay, well, they're jokesters, whoever it is, and we love it. It's a fun little gag.
That's funny.
But the new piece, so this will allow you guys to believe whatever you want to believe. A few days ago, it was in the evening, and there was a guest in the dining room, and all the lights were off. And I said, oh, is there something I can help you with? And she had 2 pints of ice cream. And she said, I'm looking for spoons. And she was in the dining room. And I just lost it. I cracked up laughing, because
maybe that's where all the spoons are going.
But we haven't found any spoons in the rooms either. So
So they're kind enough to bring them and put them back in the kitchen,
Apparently.
at least. Not leaving sticky spoons around the building.
Yes. But we believe, I mean, this house has tons of history, great memories that have been made. So there's nothing but positive energy and hospitality in this place. So that's what we feel, at least.
Love it.
Yeah.
So we have lots of lodging options here in Mineral Wells. We have this amazing bed and breakfast. We have some Airbnbs. We have hotels. There are quite a few things that make the Magpie Inn unique. I know one is that it being so close to downtown that if you want to participate in any of the nightlife, if you want to go to live music or go to the downtown restaurants, you literally are walking distance.
Absolutely.
It's like, 4 or 5 blocks. It's really close.
Very close.
But some of the other things, tell us about the other things that really set Magpie apart, that really kind of make it an experience.
Okay, absolutely. So something that was very important to us is to be able to say that it's chef owned and operated. So I did go to culinary school. So that is one thing you're going to experience when you're here is outstanding breakfast. We pride ourselves on not only having delicious breakfast, but beautiful breakfast. So as well as the table, from things to napkin foldings all the way down to your breakfast, it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be picture worthy. So that is something that we think is special and sets us apart. We also pride ourselves on luxury. So from the sheets to the comforters, even the amenities, shampoo and conditioner in the rooms, we've chosen very intentionally very good products. So we don't feel that that's something you're going to experience at a standard hotel.
So I know we were talking this morning because we had the honor of staying the night here last night, and the breakfast was beyond beautiful and so good. It was gourmet for sure. It was the first time I've ever had a multiple course breakfast, so it was really good. But when we were talking this morning, you mentioned that you're pretty well booked. So if somebody's looking to book a room, or I know you can book the whole bed and breakfast, how far in advance should they really be looking at booking with you guys?
Yeah, so spring is almost full for us. So I think it depends on the season a lot. If you have the availability to come midweek, we typically have a spot. But weekends, I would say a month and a half, you would need to start planning your trip to Mineral Wells.
Okay. And when is there anything different about if a group comes to rent the whole B&B? Is there anything different?
We call it an all-room rental. We don't call it a whole house rental because you're not going to get the kitchen.
Right.
So I think it provides a great opportunity for families to come. So we typically do not allow children because a lot of times people are coming to get away from that and they want a romantic getaway. However, when you do an all-room rental, you can bring the whole family.
Okay.
So that's something to keep in mind. And we do have 5 rooms. They all have king-size beds and private baths. So there's a spot. We can sleep anywhere from 10 to 12 if you utilize a sleeper sofa.
Okay. So we stayed in room 2, which I'm pretty sure is probably the best room in the house.
It's a good one. Yeah, it's a good one.
Love the bright cherry yellow, but one of the things that we really loved was just hanging out on the balcony last night. The views of downtown, of the Baker Hotel and the Crazy Water Hotel are really great. Even from our room, actually, the view of the Baker Hotel was pretty spectacular.
Thank you.
And then just kind of listening to the sounds. So obviously, you post a lot about bird watching here. It's Magpie Inn, so birds are a thing here. What other, I've noticed, like last night, I kept hearing the church bells, which was really kind of great. So every 15 minutes, you're hearing the bells from First United Methodist Church, which was great. But what are the other things, typically when people come, that they're getting out of the room, but they're still utilizing what you have to offer. So I know you have a game room. So what are the kinds of things that you typically see people enjoy? The hammock?
Oh, yeah. So we've got a screened-in back porch that has the hammock. So that's great. And that also has views of the Baker. And then our balcony is pretty spectacular. We can do breakfast up there. You can hang out on the bench and have a glass of wine, charcuterie boards, you name it. We do have the game room downstairs. We have a lot of yard games. Now that it's starting to warm up a little, people can take them to the side yard, have some experiences outside too. We do, being Magpie, which is a bird, we have bird feeders around the entire property, and that's something that is just really near and dear to my heart. So that is one of my favorite things to do, is just sit on the front porch, bird watch. We just put our hummingbird feeders out, so we're excited to start getting those. We do get asked a lot about the name Magpie, so where that came from. It's my childhood nickname. My Nana still calls me Magpie, even though I'm over 30 years old. She can call me whatever she wants. She lives just 2 blocks away. She's lived in Mineral Wells most of her life. So the fact that we kind of came full circle, Jeremy and I did not know where we would end up as far as where we wanted to plant our bed and breakfast. And we didn't really have a name, but when we found out that we wanted to be here in Mineral Wells and so close to Nana, we thought, okay, we have to call it Magpie Inn.
That's fun.
So, yes.
That's fun. So one of the great things that I love too about Magpie Inn is their Facebook page. If you follow them on Facebook, Magpie Inn, it's really great because you'll learn some of the things that she's talked about today. She even takes you into her kitchen and shows you how to prepare some of the yummy things that she makes. So, and then she takes you along for their birding adventures. So definitely follow them on Facebook and Instagram, and then we will put the link to their website in the description of this video so that you can go very quickly and book your room to the Magpie Inn. Megan, thank you so much.
Thanks
this has
for
been fun,
me.
And we're just so glad you're here in Mineral Wells.
Thank you. We are too. We are too. And we couldn't ask for a better chamber.
Good. Thank you.
Yes.